they're saying quick scrimmage. This will be a good chance for Moot Point to get in the groove. I do see a lot of teams will come into a match cold. Even teams that I'm friendly with are guilty of this. They'll come into a match cold, and they'll lose like the first map. But then when they get warmed up, they start winning. So Moot Point, I'm not sure if it was a matter of the map. Arch Novena, was hard for them, and Kata was more balanced. More like, standard, I guess, and they did better. Or if they weren't warmed up. Being warmed up is really huge, I think.
It's so hard to play tribes when you're not in the zone, when you're not, when you have to think about things instead of just letting your memories take hold and getting the shots lined up and stuff like that. More so than most any other game.
One of the hardest games out there, definitely, I think. It's so different from a game like Counter-Strike or Battlefield where it's all hit scan. You have to actually really learn a lot of spacing and, get a good 3D vision in your head of how the stuff's going on. Placement and positional advantages and that kind of thing. Strategies, very, very team-based. There's a lot of 1v1ing in a lot of those hit scan shooters.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Fair to Spork joking, if we win it counts on GameShrine, right? Not quite. It will probably just be a good show for the fans out there of both teams. I do not know Moot Point's history. I might bug them about it later. I would ask them now, but I don't want to distract them. Ooh, Kanak is here. I believe Kanak plays with Ego. They're playing 6 on 8. What in the world?
I guess
Give
some
them
of their players
little
are taking a
handicap.
break. Yeah.
Well, it could be a handicap, like play 6 on 8 and then see how Moot Point does. That would be quite a ballsy move to play 6 on 8 against an established team. Here comes Krytos doing the old school heavy offense rain dance base rape. I shouldn't say rape. That's not a polite term. It's base destruction or base ownage. And Kiwi and Pessy, double flag route. Pessy dodges the force field, but Kiwi dies to the mine. So, meanwhile, again the flag carrier Nephi is able to get away, but has to punt it. He got very low. Looks like Kanak is going to be the sentinel, while Xanther takes a break. Ritual Sacrifice wants it, but he's so low. Kanak chains him out. That's the end of that flag run. If you're just joining us, this is just for fun. This is not one of the GameShrine maps they're playing tonight. But this is Egocentric versus Team Moot Point. Ego has won 2 in a row in about 15 minutes total game time. So they are well in the lead for points. They're going to end up with 5 at this point on GameShrine. They could go for a 6th here against Moot Point on Sunstar. But not until we play Rain Dance, a Legacy Tribes map. What about you? Did you play a lot of Rain Dance, or are you new to Tribes?
I'm new to Rain Dance. I don't remember it from Vengeance.
You played Vengeance, that's right. You played Vengeance. There was no Rain Dance in Vengeance, but there's a beloved Tribes map in both Tribes 1 and 2. There goes Kiwi. Finally they got away from Archangelus. Beck wants to snipe on him. Meanwhile, while I was talking about that, Ritual Sacrifice got away. They're going to cross paths, actually. Kiwi got very low. He took a snipe in the back. Let's look for... He's going to crater. He's going to drop it off. Finally, Vec gets him down. Where's the offense? I saw Fairwest Bork hanging out at the flag stand. Kanak could pick this up to keep it alive.
I believe this is Ritual Sacrifice's first successful flag run to his own base.
Oh no, he was conked out. Pessy was there waiting for him, and he got a mid-air return too. That's sad for Moot Point. They could have finally gotten a point in like an honest-to-God fair fight. Kiwi is still alive though. Source wants the return. There's Krytos, but he's so many escorts. It's pretty much, 2v5 there. First point to Ego on Funzy's map Rain Dance. I want to see more chain grabbing out of Ego. They've been doing these very plodding offensive runs. Not a whole lot of chain grabbing. You can really crush a lesser team if you string them out like that. I believe Ego has it in to do that.
Certainly.
I mean, with players like their new picks, Pessy especially, one of the better Tribes players out there. Stephen Bowie's a pretty good captain. They got a lot of good potential in Small Kiwi, my favorite arch flattener. Did you see that the animated GIF of that? There was a Katabatic where Kiwi was going on a flag run. He ran into one of the arches at the top of the hill on Kata and died. Actually steals the flag from Archangelus there. But Vex says, no, I'm going to snipe you in the face and you're going to die. Flag bouncing around, waiting for it to settle down. The flag bouncing is way better this patch. Thank you, Hi-Rez. It is so much better. Much more manageable. Looks like the last run from Moot Point failed in disaster. Here comes Ritual Sacrifice in a few, like a half minute or so to arrive.
Being followed by Mephi.
That's good. I want to see them ghosting flag routes more, because that will help them a lot. Running one flag carrier always hurts, I think. You can do it, it's legit tries, but you have to really be on point.
You don't really have an offensive presence here.
Fairway Spork is hanging out on this hill, trying to clear off Budokai, but not quite in time. Like he's having to fight with Canuck. And it could be they wanted to make sure Canuck was dealt with. Ritual Sacrifice is going to be bailing on his route and clearing, but he was killed by Bilbo's turrets. Oh, they have a technician out. I wonder if that was to defend their base. But actually, simultaneous grabs. It's so weird how that happens. You get this weird timing in tribes where certain tasks take a certain amount of time, and so you end up with simultaneous grabs going opposite directions, like counterclockwise or whatever. Flag is down, not being chased. Krytos could pick it up and keep it alive. No, Virti's going to come get it. So no such luck, as he is right there on the flag for the second point. Let's check out the base aspect. Are they coming in heavies? I don't really think they're really worrying about it. Both bases are actually up. The Rain Dance base is notoriously hard to crack, but once you do, it's a big advantage. At least in old Tribes games where you need the armor from inside it, but not in this spawn loadouts thing. Mi-Fi finally gets away. He is low. Only one sniper will kill him. You see at their distance there, Pessy and Small Kiwi both going on their ghost flag runs. I wanted to see Ritual Sacrifice ghosting with Mi-Fi so he could actually keep that live if he does go down. Now finally out of sniper fire range. Canuck is skiing after him, and so is Verdi on the chase. There's the punt to keep it moving faster. Nearest player is probably Brindo, and that's going to be kept alive by the Moot Point guys, but too little too late. Kiwi is out, assisted by his other offense. Looks like Bowie's going to come in looking for the return. I didn't see what happened to Pessy. He's over here dealing with Krytos. Oh no, and Brindo is actually down. Ritual Sacrifice saves it and takes a bad hit, actually. Very low. Another punt. Fairway Spork, save the flag, buddy. Finally does. That's good. Mi-Fi kept it alive there, killing David Bowie. And Kiwi eats an O-Snipe. He's down. Looking for a return there by Vect. Oh, Vect is actually sniping offense. It's kind of funny. He's like dueling them in sniper. And there he goes.
Well, looks like we have a flag standoff for once.
And that's going to be hard to deal with because this is Rain Dance, only one entrance into the base. Other Tribes of Sim maps all have two entrances to the base to solve exactly this problem. But Rain Dance has always had one entrance to the base, so... You see Kiwi here dancing on top, he's comfortable, but the Moot Point guys are going to take the lazy way out and hide inside their base, hoping for a return. This is obviously the decision you make, how you're going to play the standoff, but it's more extreme here on Rain Dance. When we saw Area 51 debut, they held a flag inside the dry dock base, which was really tough for the enemy team to crack. But Rain Dance much more so because there's one entrance inside, and no team damage. Fairway Sport dropped the flag. Where'd it go? Is David Bowie inside the base? It's like David Bowie may have slipped in and done a Nitron. It's like hidden behind this pillar here.
Can they even pick it up?
What's going on? Is it bugged? No,
Oh, no.
They got it. Okay. They're not really committing to this turtle, though. They're going to turtle in their base and need to have enough players there to help them make it a hard outer shell. And again, Kiwi is waiting for the flag return to cap right away.
Source and Mephi moving in at the same time. But gun down.
One down, two down, that's the end of that offensive run. But again, if you do this, and you get your flag home, and you're turtling, you're going to have to come outside the base and get all the way up to the flag stand, whereas Kiwi, if he gets his flag home, he can just hop right over and cap right away within seconds. So no big deal for him. I always encourage people to play on the flag stand, just because it's my preference. I feel like it's a more secure cap. Here comes Verdi in a heavy to try and get the flag back. Will he get through? No, he's pretty much destroyed as he enters the base. Gotta have a lot of offense just hanging out. Just come in all at once.
The one thing is, small Kiwi is definitely a lot more vulnerable to those nitrons.
Yes, and that is why people play more conservatively in these flag standoffs in this game. It's just that if you play well, you can actually be more secure. Not secure, but you can be ready for that cap. Some teams will play, say, on the vehicle pad on Arx Navina, and then when the flag comes home, I've seen teams lose the flag again and again to chain grabs because they weren't ready to cap when the flag came home. So my personal preference is always to hold it near the flag capture point and not like somewhere inside the base or on a spawn location. But Kiwi's in a good spot, but he is vulnerable, as you said, and then Moot Point's going to try and lame their way out of this by holding it in a secure location and just hang on for the flag capture when they get it back, if they get it back. Oh, Kiwi dropped the flag. Where'd it go? They did kill the person who dropped it, ritual sacrifice with that nitron.
It was a well-planned play. They distracted from the front, gave Ritual the opportunity to sneak in from behind, but they're just taking them out way too quick.
Yeah, so they're getting out-dueled pretty much. No
I'd love
chance
to see
for that.
them move to Juggernaut and just pelt them with mortars from the distance. I've seen that really
happen.
well.
I've seen flag carriers lose the flag to a long-range MIRV launcher, and then the flag gets returned. You can see that happen right here. But they're sending a lot of Pathfinders, and those Pathfinders, well, they're really good at returning flags with the forced flag drop from their grenades. It's really hard to keep them alive against sustained chain gun fire.
Absolutely. They need to definitely look to be killing some of these players there if they want to make it.
On this run, Source actually ate a shot from the turret, so that is going to end that. They have 3 guys coming in, but not all at the same time. Timing in Tribes is about as tight as a lot of other difficult games, so make sure and it's team-based, so you have to get your guys all on the same page. Otherwise, they come in one by one like this and they get chained out. You've seen 1, 2, 3, 4 guys now be separated from their fellows. Burrito's the last one alive on this run. He's going to have to go high waiting for his guys to come back. And meanwhile, in the red base, they're just spamming the door, keeping it safe. But they're going to have to really commit to an offensive run to get their flag back. Otherwise, they're going to lose time on the clock. Because they're losing by 2. You can't really turtle when you're behind by 2. You have to play a little more riskily. I mean, you can, but you're going to lose so much time trying to end the standoff that it's bad for you. They're basically gambling at this point that they'll get a standoff result in their favor. Here's Mephi. He's dead. Source is going to come in. Here's Ritual Sacrifice and Infiltrator. Good choice. Looking for that return with Sonic Punch, or whatever it's called. And down. Kiwi did actually run for shelter in the base, but didn't need to. But that's good for Moot Point because it shows that they're actually getting a little more pressure on Kiwi than they had before.
Now, Egocentric, when they were starting out this match, they didn't have any heavies at all, and now they've got 2 Juggernauts in their lineup.
Well, I mean, I don't even see any other way to crack the arena in space without heavies. That was always the way you did it. Here's Ritual Sacrifice and Mephi versus Verdi on offense. And over here, looks like they kill one guy outside. And it's going to be 3-on-1 here in this red base. And they're scrambled. That's even tougher. I've always liked the Tribes thing where there's sort of 2 modes of gameplay, 2 different mini games. There's all the outdoor fast-paced stuff, and then there's the indoor base arena stuff. There's some big base layouts in some of the Tribes games that you have to actually fight in.
Yeah.
So if you're any good at Quake or stuff like that, that helps you out a lot. Mephi getting chained out. Her Sacrifice is still alive, looking for that Nitron. No, I'm sorry, he's an Infiltrator. One shot on Kiwi. Here goes. Oh, Krytos fell. Flag is down. Ritual Sacrifice almost got a return, but it was picked up again. Back trying to O-snipe. He was killed by David Bowie. And then Krytos looks like he may have had to get squashed by the defense. Ego, a very well-practiced team, is very attentive to their flag carrier and so forth. Moot Point more comfortable doing the more safe thing and holding their flag in the base. I want to see these guys really get all on the same page. Maybe go up to that tower, just get ready, and all ski down together. Then they could really have a good push, Let's see. Bowie's changed Infiltrator, so they might be trying to slip past that door defense. Bowie actually being revealed by his speed there, or lack of energy. Pessy and Heavy going in. That's an old school name to be attacking the Rain Dance base. David Bowie just trying to slip inside. He's blinking a lot because he's running out of energy, I think. Maybe they changed it so I can see him all the time. That could be why.
Ritual Sacrifice is about to return the flag. Gets it.
Oh, they did get it. And now they're going to really have to push for the flag carrier here. Let's watch the flag stand. Look for a chain grab. Or you know, a re-grab.
Finally paid off for Moot.
For Ritual Sacrifice, yeah.
Absolutely.
So they actually, this is taking a long time to get out, but oh, they lose it actually. What's going on here? Has to do a faster player. No one's in range. He throws it at the stand and misses. Kiwi could get a return here. No, Pessy is there. Kiwi really wants this return, but he's not going to get it, I don't think. And a flag grab. David Bowie's going to die. Both flags are down in the stand. Rich Blue cannot get the flag returned. They're going to resolve this and actually get a point finally. Their first point of the night, even though it doesn't count. It's good for their morale. They're still trying to fight over it. Finally, Pessy goes down, and they will get this point. 1-2, Moot Point.
that was absolutely crazy.
I mean, you see the real, you know, determination of Ego there. Not letting that flag point get captured. That's why it takes so long. If Ego had returned instead, they would have just hopped over and gotten that point immediately. But a cool way for that to resolve. Good for Moot Point's morale after, you know, coming into this tournament kind of cold against all these practice teams. Didn't see any of them during the beta. Now the game is out. A lot more teams are appearing. Reddish Blue here trying to harass the defense for Pessy and Kiwi on a ghosted route. I'm guessing Bowie is now playing Technician because there's 3 flag carriers would be overkill for Ego at this point. And it is doesn't end up being Pessy. He gets away. Looks like Kiwi was a little too far behind, but to help him out.
Managed to dodge some sniper fire as he made it off the flag stand.
Beck is chasing in Sniper, but he's so far away. I don't see this being of any use. Ritual Sacrifice, pick up and drop, immediate return. That's going to be a 3rd point for Ego, just to sort of rub it in their faces. We're actually better. You just won the standoff because you turtled, you jerks. But we are going to win this map also, and then win the last map for GameShrine and get 3 points to tie up Area 51 in Division 1. What else can I tell you about divisions? Let's see. Current scores looks like one of the new teams, TA Esports, has 3 points. They beat Team Generator, an older team from the beta. Also with 3 points, No More Triples, who took on... What is that? Oh. They beat Tribehards? No way.
Whoa.
That can't be. Why do they have 3 points then? Oh, they beat Vex, I'm sorry. They have 3 points from Vex. And Vex lost to Ego and No More Triples. Whereas Tribehards beat No More Triples for 3 points. So let's see. Kiwi on his run. About home. Kratos one flag, pick it up, buddy, there you go. Enough time to keep this flag moving, but Kiwi has to hide. That will obviously resolve into a new point for Ego, 4-1. Nobody really in range to stop that, only Vect. Vect actually does almost get a snipe off from Kiwi at the last second, but that would have really only delayed the inevitable. So yeah, hopefully this is a good chance for Moot Point to really settle in and get their groove on, get their guys working together better for the last map. They could maybe squeak out a point against Ego in a hard-fought match, but I do predict Ego to take all 3 tonight. You see the structures there. They have all the roles, but they're not getting the fine points down. The fine points would be really getting your offensive clear just in time for your flag carrier. Their flag carriers working together. Here's the next run. They do clear for Sacrifice. He misses the flag. That's too bad. A weak link will really shut your offense down. Here goes Pessy. Go ahead.
He's got the flag now off the stand.
Yeah,
Fire on him, but you know, Vector's been missing a lot of these shots.
That's, yeah, obviously if your sniper's not doing work for you, you may as well have him doing something else instead. Last point for Ego here. Ritual Sacrifice punts it away to buy some time. I see it being returned by Verdig in time though. A little bit of an early E-grab. Kratos is not going to be in a position to make this play. Pessy's very low. Oh, but the flag is returned in time, and he barely makes it. So 5-1 on Rain Dance. Hopefully they had fun. And we will now move on to, hopefully, Sunstar, the last map for GameShrine tonight. That was a long map. They didn't win until 5 minutes left or so. So
Well, if you have a 7-minute standoff.
standoff. But I mean, I use time as a measure of how well can the team hang with the other team. So if they're losing but they can hang, it's good for them, right? So I see teams sometimes warm up and they get the games go longer and longer. Even if they lose with a cap out shutout, they still hung longer. So they're getting their groove on. They're sort of figuring things out. Anyway.
Yeah.
Okay, we're asking for a shout out. Looks like Krytos wants to shout out to his homie Dove6. I hope I'm making you proud.